Good evening, SFL Nation. It is Sunday night football here in Buffalo, New York. We are live at Conpro Field as the Season 21 opener for the Queen City Corsairs will be tonight, as you get a lovely shot here of the harbor as the Queen City Corsairs will be hosting the Florida Storm in this Week 2 matchup. And as we alluded to before, Queen City, this is their Season 21 opener. This is Chad Rowland, your play-by-play commentator. And with me in the booth tonight, not in person this time, unfortunately, but he is out there in the land of the desert, my co-host of the Streets of Talking, Mr. Eddie Gage. Eddie, what's going on, my man?
SFL Nation, what up, dope? I know this is Week 2 action, Chad, but talking to head coach of the Florida Storm, OC of the Florida Storm, Max Paul, he feels like it's a Week 1 game. Why? Because Queen City was off last week, a rare Week 1 bye, Chad. They don't know what they're going to come up against, what they're going to be facing. They're going to just try to play a little bit, but bend, but don't break defense out there, Florida, that is. Queen City, they just going out here and try to have fun, get everybody involved, and try to find a way to come out of here with a victory.
Yeah, and one thing as a coach, you know just as well as I do, Eddie, you don't want 2 Week 1 matchups. And unfortunately, Florida is going to have to take that, as it looks like Florida will be receiving the kick here, and they're all whites, while Queen City is in all black with green. And we are just set underway here in beautiful Compro Stadium. As you take a look around, you can see some nice shots of the crowd, nice shots of what the walls and the field look like. It's a beautiful looking stadium. And here momentarily, we're going to be kicking off Week 2 here in Buffalo, New York, as the fans are on their feet for their home and season opener, as that will be received inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be taken past the 25 up to the 29-yard line, and that is going to bring out the man, the myth, the legend, Ron Cochran in his 13th season.
In his 13th season indeed, and believe it or not, Chad, Florida, for the first time last season, walked away with a below 500 record, first time since season 14. They got off to a great start here in Week 1. Let's see what happens here in Week 2.
Yep, we'll see how they do. They beat the defending champion Baltimore Vultures in Week 1, as you see a split spread formation here, as that's going to be a pitch to the outside to J.W. Doyle as he gets a gain of 4. Doyle, fun fact, was the first touchdown in the Season 21 era.
It sure was. A 60-yard scamper down the right sidelines against the world defending champion Baltimore Vultures just last week.
And I'm sure Doyle will be riding that coattail for many seasons to come. 2nd and 6 here. As you see the heavy set, as that's going to be a handoff this time to Bullet Bolesky, as he's just going to get a couple yards on the run.
And I'm sure there are going to be a lot of eyes on Bullet Bolesky. If you're the Queen City defense, he ran for over 300 yards last week, Chad. I'm sure all eyes are going to be on him this week.
Yeah, he was one of 2 running backs last week, over 300 yards. The other one we will not mention. 3rd and 2. One wide receiver on each side of the formation here in the offset eye. Cochran drops back. Pocket's going to get to him. He's going to flush it, move to the outside, and throws it deep down the field. And what a catch, as that is to the 25-yard line. What a throw by Cochran.
Wow, we got a man down, defensive end for Queen City. But you're right, great throw. Let's hope he's okay. But, wow, I thought he was going to take that ball and run for that first down, Chad. He kept patient, got his eyes downfield, and picked up a big first down.
And that was Oliver Ridge, 6'5", 250-pound rookie defensive end, the 96th overall pick in the past draft, getting injured. Looked like he walked away on his own power, so we'll see if he comes back on that. I heard there's a hunch about that as well, if they walk off the field or not. 1st and 10 from the 25. Florida looking good early so far on his first drive. As that's going to be a handoff to Bolesky. There's a flag on the play. Nice little spin move, and he gets about a gain of 9 on that.
That was a quick flag too, Chad. It looked like it might be a hole on a center. Let's see. And it is coming back, Chad.
Yep, that is coming back. It is a clipping call against the Storm there. And that is actually their tackle, Greg McDonaldson.
They call it a block in the back, and it is legit, but wow, I hate to see it.
He actually did it twice there, it looked like.
Yeah, he did. Double down.
Yeah, I mean, might as well, right? You're going to get called. Might as well do it twice. 1st and 25.
That's a killer.
That's a killer here on the 40-yard line. As you're going to see 3 wide receivers set, as that's going to be a handoff to Boletsky. A nice defensive tackle there by Klingon.
Wow, he had no regard for his body. Just threw himself right into the chest of Bully Boletsky.
And there I am once again calling it Klingon, but it's Kilgannon. That's one name it always messes me up. 2nd and 23 as Cochran drops back. He pump fakes and looking deep down the sideline. That is caught for a first down. E.J. Minson, what a play.
Not often you see a team come back from a 1st and 25, but they're able to convert here on 2nd down and pick up the first. Talk about patience. Ron Cochran pump fake. No one was there. Kept his eyes downfield. Ignored the pass rush. He had a clean pocket and picks up a first down.
Man, that was just like perfect timing as Minson was able to just turn around right there as you saw in that replay. And you're right, Eddie. You don't see very often 1st and 25. They're able to convert within 3 downs. So 1st and 10 here from the 14-yard line. The pocket getting to him, looking and tipped away. That's incomplete. The defense of Queen City coming up big there.
Up big again. Cornerback Ted Haynes in his 7th season. They came with a man defense this time. Came up, brought a blitz off the edge. He was able to turn around, get a hand on it, and knock that ball away.
And as you see there, Ron Cochran walking up to the line, the 4-time All-Star, Hall of Famer Ron Cochran. 2nd and 10, offset eye once again. Cochran looking, finds his man. That's going to be a touchdown. That is Stephen Bush with the first score of the night.
On that play, Queen City brought all 3 linebackers on a blitz. They did not get home. Ron Cochran once again had great pass protection as he has this entire drive. Man-to-man defense, unable to hold up, and Florida strikes first.
That was a nice-looking drive there by Florida. Didn't take up too much time at all. At all. And Florida will be setting up here for the extra point, as that is going to bring out Ethan Sneed. The kick is up, and it is good. So Florida tacking on the first points here. 2-minute and 21-second drive, Eddie, as they're now up 7-0.
Picking up right where they left off last week. Last week, Ron Cochran only threw the ball 11 times last week, believe it or not. Completing 10 of those 11 passes. On this drive, he throws the ball 4 times, so it looks like he's going to be involved a bit more in the passing game today.
Now we're going to be seeing what Queen City can respond to with their first offensive drive of this new season, as they are going to take that from about the middle of their end zone, as he's going to break that tackle and get it out to about the 21. So really just a net 1 for all that energy. And that is going to bring out the former Seattle Nemesis quarterback in his first season in Queen City, Trellis Blanton.
First season in Queen City under a new offense with a re-energized coaching staff with Tom Welsh and company. He's been given the keys to the car this season. Let's see what he does with it, Chad.
Yep, Tom Welsh, we were looking through earlier today, and he looks like he has every job, including the water boy, here for the Queen City Corsairs. Split back formation here for the Corsairs, as they're going to be handing it off to that man, Jet Zero, as that's going to be a gain of 4.
Jet Zero taking that ball right up the gut behind his guard, Robert Crone and company. Picks up 4 yards, trying to stay ahead of the chains, Chad.
Jet Zero, one of the more bruising backs in all the SFL. Kind of fell off a little bit the past couple seasons, but we all know what he could do. 8 seasons in the league, all of them with Queen City, as that's going to be a handoff to Tony Zoma, and he's going to get nowhere, and that's going to set up 3rd and long.
3rd and 7 already, and it seems like the fans are just getting their seats, and already Queen City's in the 3rd and long situation.
Tony Zoma, the former wide receiver turned running back in his 2nd season here in Queen City. As you will see here, 3 wide receivers at the top of the screen. Blanton drops back for his first pass attempt, and he's going to be looking over to the side, and that is going to be dropped, incomplete. Spelling couldn't hold on to it.
Could not hold on as the Florida defense holds. 3rd and 7. They decide to drop back into coverage, playing a zone defense, and no one could get open. It's going to force Queen City to punt. 3 and out.
Yeah, so Queen City coming out here in their first drive, stalling after the 3 and out. 2 runs and a pass. And so Florida here with an opportunity, Eddie, to try to open this thing up here on the road. which is always very hard to do in the SFL.
Absolutely.
And that is going to be fair caught there from the 35 as Cochran's going to come back out here once again to see what they can do.
Cochran just sat down in his seat, was looking over the plays with his offensive coordinator, and finds himself right back on the field.
First and 10 here from the 35. Offset eye once again. 3 down linemen here for the Corsairs. Cochran drops back quick, looking, finds his target. That is Minson again, and that's going to be a gain of 9.
A delayed blitz that time as Queen City brought 5, but Ron Cochran's offensive line continues to do a great job.
But they do have 2 tackles and a guard there for the Florida Storm, as that's going to be second and 1 here. And that's going to be a pitch to Bullet Boletsky. He is going to get the first down. Nice little spin move, and was able to get a few more yards after that. First and 10 for the Storm.
3-4 defense trying to protect the edge on that toss play, unable to keep his outside shoulder free. And Bullet Boletsky just continues to impress.
Yeah, as we said, Bullet Boletsky last week over 300 yards rushing and trying to get off to a good start today. Quads coming out here, and that's going to be a throw, and that is going to be caught. And that is Art Vandelay there with the first catch of the night for himself.
Art Vandelay with his first catch on the day, but I hate to continue to beat this drum, Chad, but this offensive line for Florida is putting in work out here today.
Yeah, they are definitely putting in work against this Queen City front 7 here that actually features 3 rookies, basically, in this front 7. So it'll be interesting to see how they're able to try to get pressure there on Ron Cochran. 3 wide receiver set here out of the split back formation. That's going to be a toss to the outside. That is Boletsky. He's got some running room there as he's going to get a gain of about 7. And that's going to set up second down.
Florida, one thing I do like so far, Chad, is they're being very diverse on offense. Whether it's the short passing game, we seem to throw the ball deep. They keep continuing to feed Bullet Boletsky. Even a fullback has gotten the ball here early on.
Yep, as we mentioned earlier, J.W. Doyle getting the first big touchdown in season 21 here at the convention last week. And there's going to be a handoff to Boletsky, and he's not going to be able to get anywhere as good pressure there by the Queen City defense to set up third down.
He actually got tackled for a 1-yard loss. Going to set up a 3rd down and 4, and Queen City really needs to make a stop right here, Chad.
Yep, 3rd and 4. They're just maybe possibly outside field goal range. Cochran drops back. The pressure getting to him from the outside, and that is going to be caught there. This flag on the play. Minson is gone. Nobody's going to get to him. Touchdown pending the flag, Eddie.
Yeah, I didn't see where the flag came from, and it's going to be pass interference on the defense. Going to stand. Going to be a touchdown, Florida, 13-0.
What a play there by Florida. Let's get a look at this replay if it shows us, Eddie. And I don't think it's actually going to, but I'll tell you what. I mean, Minson, once he caught that, was just wide open.
Wide open, Chad.
As Florida jumping out here to what's pending a 14-0 lead. 2 touchdowns here on 2 straight drives. Florida's offense is just looking phenomenal so far, Eddie.
Phenomenal.
There's a snap. The hold. The kick is up, and it is good. And Florida up 14-0. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click on the Join the Community button to begin your career, or just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved, as that is going to be taken just inside the end zone by Ellis. He crosses the 20, down to the 25, up to about the 28, and Queen City is going to come out here after that first 3 and out. Let's see if they can respond.
Queen City trying to keep this crowd involved in the game. It's a packed house here tonight, but in order for them to do that, they got to take care of their business as well and give them something to cheer about.
As you can see there, the Corsairs established in Season 1, the oldest franchise here in the SFL, and they've been around for a long time. 1st and 10 out of the I formation. Looks like Blanton may be calling an audible here. He's going to look to the outside for the screen, and that is Tony Zoma, and he's going to get a gain of just about 3.
Gang tackling, Chad. As soon as that ball was in the air, you seen 3 Florida defenders run into the ball carrier.
Well, maybe they watched a lot of these games this past week at the convention and noticed that solo tackling isn't really what it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
So we got to gang tackle everybody. I don't mind the idea at all. As you're going to see one wide receiver at the top of the screen here out of the split back. It's going to be a handoff to Tony Zoma again, and he does not get around his tackle, so he actually loses a yard, and that's going to set up another 3rd and long, Eddie.
And that's unfortunate because that play actually had promise as Florida actually was bringing 2 linebackers from the other side of the field. For a moment, they looked like that play had something going, but they shut it down quickly.
I'm kind of interested to see, now we see Jet Zero in the backfield. I'm interested to see why we're not seeing Zero with the bulk of the carries so far. As Blanton drops back looking over the middle, finds his tight end. That is James Matthews Jr., and that's a 1st down for Queen City.
And you can hear the crowd jumping up on their feet when he brought that reception in. They needed something to get this crowd energized because things were starting to look ugly here on 3rd down, but they get the 1st down, keep their offense on the field, and now the fans have something to cheer about.
Yep, James Matthews Jr., a 9-season veteran here, all in Queen City, 3-time All-Star. If you're going to be going to somebody in that offense for the throw, that's the right guy to do it with. As you're going to see 1st and 10 here out of the I formation. They really like the spread formation. As Blanton drops back, looking over the middle, tipped away, and that was almost intercepted by the defense.
It should have been intercepted for a moment there. I thought it was going to be Leon Thunderman over from San Diego, a former 1st-round pick. He should have came out with that one, Chad.
Yep, 5-season veteran Leon Thunderman coming over, as you said, from San Diego this past season. Got to work on them hands a little bit there, Leon. Got to work on them hands. 2nd and 10. Spread formation here once again. As Blanton's going to drop back, they're going to look to the flat. That's going to be Zoma again, and good open field tackle there by the defense.
Great open field tackle. To the words right out of my mouth. I thought he was going to break that tackle and pick up the 1st down. But Florida, coming here technically sound, was not having it.
That was Adam Jones, I believe, the 7-season veteran with the tackle.
I wonder if he's related to Pac-Man Jones.
I mean, that would make sense. Blanton drops back. He's going to be flushed to the outside of the pocket. He's going to look down the field, and that is going to be incomplete. There is a flag on the play, though.
That's a good call because that was going to be a 1st down and potentially a whole lot more. Cornerback hit the panic button and took a dive at the receiver prior to him bringing that ball in.
Yeah, but we'll get a good look at that on the replay there. 100%. I mean, hitting the receiver before the ball gets there is a no-no here in the SFL. Maybe the old XFL back years ago, but not but not in the SFL. As you're going to see 1st and 10 here, I formation spread once again. Florida going to drop back on defense. They're going to look over to the flat once again. Tony Zoma, and I got to tell you, man, Adam Jones once again making a great tackle.
Once again, Florida technically sound, getting a number of open field tackles here early on.
Yeah, I mean, for what we have seen in this season so far, corners have been kind of getting abused when it comes to tackling. But I'll tell you what, Adam Jones is on it tonight. As you see there, he must have done some extra drills during practice. As you're going to send the tight end in motion here, 2nd and 6. There is the handoff again to Tony Zoma, and he's able to get to the outside. He's able to break that tackle, get a 1st down to the 20-yard line.
And suddenly, Queen City finds themselves in the SFL red zone after their 1st drive went 3 and out. They find themselves moving the chains consistently, picking up 1st downs, and trying to strike back.
And there you go, into the SFL red zone for the 1st time this season for Queen City. As we alluded to earlier, this is their opening game here this season. 5 wide set here, nobody in the backfield. Blanton drops back quickly, looking, fires, and with nice concentration there by the wide receiver. That was Bob Wood, the rookie.
And I tell you what, Florida has 0 tape on Queen City, yet every defensive back on the wide side of the field was playing shallow, as if they knew there was a 3-step drop. They could have easily been burnt deep.
Yeah, we'll see if maybe Queen City catches that down the line if they try to run that play again. Blanton going to change the play at the line. 2 wide receivers at the top of the screen here. As Blanton, short drop looking once again to the flat. That's Jet Zero this time. He's able to break one tackle, but not the second. As that's going to set up 3rd and 5.
And that time he had to get rid of the ball on that 3-step drop as Florida was bringing pressure around the edge. Offensive line held up, but he smartly got rid of the football.
So here we go, 3rd and 5 here once again. High formation, look like James Matthews there in the slot. And that is going to be caught, it looks like, by Matthews. And that's going to be a touchdown for Queen City, their first one of the season 21.
They may take a look at that one, Chad. It was a bang play, but I think he did get in. But what an amazing catch by James Matthews Jr.
Yeah, I mean, just a simple little post route, right? And it just, look at that, just a simple little route. Nobody around him. They put him in the slot. Nicely drawn up play there by Tom Welsh, the head coach.
Yeah, and there's the flag. I thought so. I think he's going to be marked about a half-yard shy of the end zone.
Well, let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at goretroid.com, as I am on my Retroid every single day. And let's take a look at this replay, Eddie. As we're going to see
close.
It's close. Matthew here with the catch. I think he's in.
I think his knee is down before he crosses the line.
And they are going to call him short. Look at Eddie Gage there with the correct call.
See, Chad, I might be a little bit old in the tooth, but my eyes are still working a little bit.
You still got that 20/20 vision?
It's 2015, but who's counting?
2015? You don't need that cataract surgery or nothing?
I had LASIK about maybe 12 years ago.
See, that's why. See, I have my eyes are still young and hip, you know what I mean? So, for 1st and goal here. So they took the touchdown away from James Matthew. 1st and goal here. Heavy split back formation. As that's going to be handled to Zoma, and he's going to be able to break that tackle and walk in easily. Touchdown, Queen City.
Touchdown, Queen City did not let the short of the line game marking ruling deter them. Scores on their first play since the call was overturned, and Queen City strikes back, looking to cut this deficit in half.
Tony Zoma there with the first touchdown for Queen City of season 21. And kind of a surprise that it's not, when you're that short of distance, you don't go with your big bruising back in Jet Zero, but it still worked regardless.
Doesn't matter how you get the job done, Chad. Just get the job done. But, yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go to Jet either.
And Joe Garfield coming off for the extra point, and that is good. So Queen City inching closer to their nice drive, over 4 minutes, 11 plays for them, Eddie.
Nice long drive. Their defense sure needed the rest as they were out there for quite a bit there, Chad. I know it is the first quarter, but you don't want to get those guys gassed out too early.
No, you do not at all, as you're going to see this received inside the end zone. They are going to take it out as it's going to pass the 20, back to the 25. Oh, we got a little bit of space here to the 30 and up to the 34. Excellent, excellent return there by the returner.
Excellent return. Going to give them great start field position. Florida, wow, they just been operating on all cylinders. And now you get a great return to boot.
Yeah, Florida just doing very well in all 3 phases of the game. Caleb Giffis, the 36th overall selection in this past SFL draft, with that nice return, making an impact there early, young man. As they're going to maybe see a play or two here before the end of the first quarter. You got that offset eye once again. Looking to see if Queen City possibly brings any blitz. They're going to motion out Doyle. And that is going to be a handoff up the middle. Boletsky bruising his way through, but that's going to be just a 5-yard run.
It doesn't even look like 5 yards. His offensive line just continues to do a great job getting a great push up front. And he didn't even receive contact until he's about 2-3 yards downfield.
And that is going to do it here for the first quarter. 14-7, Florida with the lead here on the road. We'll be back on SFL on YouTube. And we are back here in ComPro Stadium. Chad Rowland, Eddie Gage in the booth, as Ron Haynes and Caleb Giffis are in the stats truck, making us look like geniuses. As Cameron Irvine is the production for us tonight. Thank you, Cam, once again. as you're going to see I formation set here from the Storm, as that's going to be a handoff to Boletsky to the right side, and that is just going to be just short of the first down.
You want to talk about smash mouth football, Chad. We could hear the pass from up here as these guys are making these collisions.
Yeah, it sounds like it's been hurting for sure. 6 attempts for 22 yards tonight so far for Boletsky, as he's been looking pretty decent. Not as much as he did that first game, but so far he's been looking pretty decent here in the first quarter. As that's going to be a pitch to the outside. Once again, but that time the defense held their own. What a play there by the rookie Alex Marshall.
Alex Marshall drafted 5th overall in the SFL draft. Despite his height, despite his lack of stature, he comes up, makes a big play, showing the whole world why he was chosen 5th overall.
5'11", 205 pounds is Alex Marshall, and there's a reason why they drafted this guy. He's going to be able to hopefully turn Queen City around, as they're going to receive this from about the 16-yard line. And look at the coverage team there by Florida already in there, but Ellis was able to break a tackle or two and get it down to the 29. That could have been marked back even way before that, but Ellis making a nice little play.
Making a nice play. Talk about not giving up. What he lacked for in skill, he made up for in determination here early on in this ball game.
Yeah, because, I mean, he was knocked back beyond the 20-yard line and was able to get a nice little gain there to at least get it out to decent field position. As you're going to see it there from the 29-yard line, as you see a shot there in the stadium at a former quarterback A.J. Caswell.
Nice tribute.
5 wide set here coming out for the Corsairs on first down. As Blanton, short drop, and the pressure's getting to him. He's able to break away from it.
Oh, my goodness.
What a throw. What a catch by James Matthews Jr.
I'm not sure how he found him as Florida brought the blitz. They got there in a hurry. I thought the quarterback was going to go down and might even get hurt because it came from his blind side. Didn't see it coming. He was able to shrug off the tackle, keep his eyes downfield, and somehow, Chad, finds his big tight end, James Matthews Jr.
I mean, Adrian Blaine was right there. I mean, she was all over it on that pass right to Matthews Jr. But you're right, Eddie. I mean, they brought the blitz, they brought the pressure, able to hit him, but he was able to stay upright as Blanton drops back once again into flat, looking for Jet Zero. He found him, as that's just going to be a gain of 5.
Just a gain of 5, but they stay ahead of the chains, Chad, keeping it in first and second down and, able to pick up the first down without having to dig too far into the playbook.
I mean, if you could just get 4 yards of play, you're doing okay. I mean, you want more than that, but obviously 4 yards at least gets you first down. 2nd and 5 here, as that's going to be a handoff up the middle to Jet Zero, empowering his way through, gets the first down right there.
Chad, as a DB, I can tell you, nothing is worse than having to tackle a fullback or a big bruising halfback head on. Linebackers unable to bring him down, and the secondary is forced to step up and make a play.
Yeah, Jet Zero, no slouch for sure. I mean, he's lost a little bit of weight since the last time I looked, 5'11", 220. But he's still a bruising back for sure with that stature.
Oh, my goodness.
1st and 10 here, 3 wide receiver set. Blanton. He's going to drop back. He's going to flush himself out of the pocket, looking down to the right side. And that is James Matthews Jr. He is just, the offense is basically saying, Eddie, James Matthews Jr. is down there somewhere. Let's just throw it.
I mean, he's coming up with a highlight reel worth of tape here in just a half of play. James Matthews Jr., Chad, came into this game 7 receptions shy of passing Giacomo Jones for 43rd all-time. And he may get it here in this first half.
Yeah, he's already at 4 catches so far for 82 yards today for James Matthews Jr. As it's going to be 1st and goal here from the 3-yard line. Flip back set. As they're going to hand this off to Zoma again, and this time he is stuffed at the line there. Looked like Leon Thunderman on the tackle.
If they caught this play about 3 times already, Chad, not sure what they saw on tape, but obviously it's something they feel they can get away with, and so far it does not have paid dividends for them.
Yeah, it paid dividends that one time, but I don't know if that's, I agree with you, Eddie. I don't know if that's the right play to call here on the goal line in this situation. 2nd and goal here, as it looks like Florida might be trying to put some pressure in the middle. As that's going to be a draw play up for Tony Zoma. He does get some positive yardage, but it's not enough as he's going to be just shy of the end zone.
Not something you see too often, a draw play out of a heavy set with 2 tight ends and a fullback on the field, but it was productive for him that time.
Leon Thunderman today, 5 tackles, as you can see there. And they're back in that same formation once again, 3rd and goal. They must have saw something on tape they like out of this. Is Zoma once again, and he's going to be stopped right there. What a goal line stand by the Florida Storm defense.
This defense stepped up big time. 1st and goal, and they step up, keep the offense out of the end zone. They have to settle for a field goal attempt here.
So an 18-yard field goal attempt. This is basically a chip shot, hopefully, for Joe Garfield. That's going to be a first field goal attempt of the season. Good snap, a good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. So Queen City inching closer once again, as it is now 14-10. For all the league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website at simulationfl.net, presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future. As the new website, if you haven't been there yet, please go check it out. It is a very nice looking website, so shout out to the people there for helping that out. As that's going to be received just inside about the 3-yard line. It's going to be taken past the 25 and had a little bit of room there, but look like he juked back in, Art Vandelay did, and was stopped there on the 29.
Chad, we have an upset alert here in the SFL in our other game. Not to tune away from this one, Chad, but at the half, the defending champion Baltimore Vultures are down 20-6 to the Carolina.
Ooh, that is an interesting game. We're going to be sure, I'm sure we'll be hearing some game breaks here throughout the game here, as Baltimore could be possibly looking at an 0-2 start, Eddie. That would be very interesting to talk about later this week. 1st and 10, I formation set once again. As that's going to be a handoff to Boletsky up the middle. It was wide open there. Was able to get a nice gain of 6.
It was open, but that hole closed quickly.
It closed fast, but he was able to get through there beforehand. Like a bullet, right? He just got in there speed like a bullet.
Like a speeding bullet.
All right, no more dad jokes. 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4 here. From the 35-yard line, there's another handoff to Boletsky as he's going to try to just fight his way through behind his lineman, but he gets a gain of a couple as that's going to set up 3rd and 1.
Trying to push his offensive lineman in the back to pick up the 1st down.
It almost looked like that. Almost looked like Reggie Bush in 05, right? But he wasn't trying to put. Well, I guess was he trying to push an offensive lineman in that run? I can't remember, but you know what I'm talking about, Reggie Bush.
I do, but I don't quite remember the play, but I remember it being talked about.
Yeah. 3rd and 1 here. There's a pitch to the outside. Boletsky, look at this play here by the Queen City defense, but Boletsky just forcing his way through, and that's going to be a good 1st down there for the Florida Storm.
Boletsky did not miss leg day, Chad.
No, he did not. I mean, there was 3 guys, right?
Yes.
3
I thought
guys.
he missed tackle for a loss.
I thought it was done blowing up in the backfield, but it was not. Good play there by the Bullet. As it's going to be 1st and 10 here. Twins set on the bottom of the screen. There's going to be another handoff to Boletsky. It's going to be up the middle. Broken tackle there. G.B. Wallace was able to make the tackle and stop him for 5 yards.
In that time, Queen City brought 2 edge rushers expecting pass, and Bullet ran right past them.
Yep, this drive has really been just the Bullet show. Or maybe this is 2 tickets to the gun show, right? All right, no more dad jokes, I swear.
Please.
2nd and 5. Heavy set formation once again. They're going to send a tight end in motion. As that's going to be a handoff to Boletsky and not going anywhere at all. Queen City standing up nicely there on defense.
And I tell you what, they brought the house again, Queen City did. They continue to blitz with this up the middle on the edge. They continue to blitz on a lot of these plays. And you just wonder if they're blitzing to stop the run or the pass because they continue to do it.
Yeah, and right now it's not hurting them at all, right? As we've seen so far, they've been able to make some decent stops. 3rd down, and that's going to be Bullet Boletsky. He is going to get the 1st down once again, just past midfield.
2nd season pro, Claudius Perwinkle bullet up in the air, stopped him dead in his tracks, and slammed him to the ground. That was great.
Nice tackle there by Claudius Periwinkle III. As Cochran drops back, looking, fires, and that's going to be caught there. Stephen Bush to the 30.
And this right here is a typical drive by Max Paul on offense. They lure you to sleep with the running game, the short passing game, and all of a sudden you look up and the ball is sailing over your head for a completion of about 20, 25 yards or so, as we just seen on this play.
Yeah, it looks like he just found a little nice soft spot there in that defense and was able to ping the ball perfectly to him. That is why Ron Cochran's one of the best to do it. 1st and 10 here just inside the 30. As Cochran drops back, plenty of time looking over the middle, finds his receiver. That's Menson again, just inside the 15, down to the 12.
And Queen City is getting absolutely no pass rush, Chad, whether they blitz or not. Ron Cochran continues to have all day. In fact, it's almost as if he's out there playing eeny, meeny, miny, mo, because he just has all day to this, just trying to pick his spots of which receiver he's going to throw it to.
Yep, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a pirate by his toe, right?
Oh my goodness!
I don't know why the dad jokes are coming out tonight, but they are. Split spread formation here. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line, as that's going to be a pitch to the outside to Boletsky. He's able, nice little spin move, broken 2 tackles, but not the 3rd as he gets a gain of 4.
The offensive line isn't doing that great of a job with their run blocking, but their pass blocking has been magnificent.
And we are here at the 2-minute warning here in the first half. We'll be right back here momentarily on SFL on YouTube. And we are back here just inside the 10-yard line. Florida looking to strike. Chad Rowland, Eddie Gage in the booth. Ron Haynes, Caleb Giffis in the stats truck. Cameron Irvine on the production. And that's a handoff to Boletsky, and he's going to be stopped as that's going to set up 3rd down.
I like the decision there to run on 2nd down, try to keep the clock moving, and give Queen City as little time as possible should they score here to close out this first half.
Yep, and they'll just let the clock continue to run here. As you're going to see a hand, it's going to give you a faked me out. Look into the end zone, that is caught, and that's another touchdown, Art Vandelay.
Art Vandelay came over from Portland a couple seasons ago. I believe it's the first time we've called his name today, Chad, as far as receiving goes. But play action, it fooled everybody. It fooled the cameraman, it fooled you, it darn near fooled me. Florida capitalizes with another scoring drive, putting up 21 points here in the first half.
So you're telling me that everybody in the stadium was fooled except for you, right?
Except for me.
Except for me. There you go. All right. Fair enough. I'm not going to question. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up and good. So Florida extends their lead late here in the first half. They did receive the ball first, so Queen City may be here with an opportunity to try to double dip a little bit, Eddie.
Maybe. Let's see what they do with it.
Yep, you got 1:32. You got 3 timeouts. There's no reason at all to try to not strike down the field, at least get 3 points out of it, so you can go into the halftime with a decent lead, and that's a deep kick. And we are going to actually head to the SFL headquarters for the first time tonight with a game break for Cameron Irvine. Cam, take it away.
Thank you, Chad. Baltimore's Jack Wigmore ended the first half with back-to-back interceptions that resulted in Carolina points. He starts the second half with a touchdown to Caesar Ackerman. 20-13, Carolina leads Baltimore in the third. Back to you in Buffalo.
And Jack Wigmore scoring TDs, that's not unusual, as that's going to be a screen to the outside to Zoma. That's a gain of 7. And Baltimore, Eddie, they're getting closer now in that game.
They're drawing close, and I'm sure Carolina wants that clock to bleed quickly, but it's got a long second half of football left.
Yep, that's a long way to go. As you're going to see split back heavy set here for the Corsairs, 2nd and 3. As that's going to be a handoff to Zero. He gets up the middle, breaks the tackle. That'll be a first down. And that's a nice little run there by the halfback.
One thing I do like about Queen City thus far today is that they remain in balance on offense despite the deficit, continue to get their halfbacks involved in run and the passing game.
Yep, so the clock is still winding down. 50 minutes ago, Queen City looks to be in no hurry. to try to do anything. Blanton drops back, looking in the flat, finds Zoma, and he's able to stiff arm his way through that first tackle, gets a first down, and the clock continues to run, and now they will use their first timeout.
Using that first timeout, still have 2 left, plenty of time left. As we've seen here in the SFL so far here early in this season, despite the lack of time, with those timeouts, teams have been able to get the ball up and down the field rather quickly.
I formation set here, Twins set. As Blanton drops back, looking over the middle, finds Ellis, and that's going to be past the 30, down to 20, down the sideline. He goes, and he stepped out of bounds, Eddie.
Not sure if he's worried about the clock and not wanting to use a timeout or what the case may be, but for a moment there, I thought he was gone. They were closing in on him, so they might have gotten him, but I'm going to make him burn that timeout and try to get me to the ground, Chad. I'm not running out of bounds.
Yeah, he should have been gone. I don't know. They may have gotten him maybe at the 10, maybe the 7-yard line, but yeah, you're right, Eddie. I mean, he just did not see where the sideline was. That was just a simple mistake on his part as Blanton drops back, looking over, finds James Matthew. He had it, but a big hit there by the defense made him drop it.
And when the defense lined up and I saw what they were doing, Chad, I thought that was going to be a touchdown to James Matthews Jr., but he was unable to hold on to the ball. Bang, bang play.
Yep, nice play there by the defense because that was an easy touchdown for sure. 2nd and 10. Empty backfield, 4 wide receiver set here. As Blanton, short drop, looking over the middle, finds Jet Zero, who was in the slot, and that's going to set up 3rd and 6, and Queen City's going to burn their 2nd timeout.
And I'm sitting back thinking about what Max Paul was telling me, how he was going to approach the game defensively the first couple of weeks of the season, and he continues to lie to me as he told me he was going to play a bend but don't break defense. But I'm not seeing all of that quite today, Chad.
What, Max Paul not telling you about his proper game plan? Come on. 3 wide receivers at the bottom of the screen. Blanton drops back quickly, looking and tipped away by the defender, and that's going to set up 4th down. If you're Queen City, you got to take the points.
You have to take the points, and now I can't go back but to wonder what would have happened had they not run out of bounds on that previous catch and run situation.
Yeah, if they didn't run out of bounds there, I mean, that, like I said, I mean, they are at least inside the 10 easily, and that could have changed up their play call a little bit as they went 3 straight passes on that. As that's going to set up a 29-yard field goal here by Joe Garfield. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up and good. So that's going to be 21-13.
You hear the announcer saying the field goal attempt is good. I think the fans knew that already. They were cheering before he even said anything. Good talk, Chad.
Sorry about that. I was having a little weird issue there. All right, so kick is out away here as Florida will be receiving that just inside their end zone. As this could be taken past the 20. Nice little spin move by Vandalay up to the 30-yard line. Break a tackle. Look at this, Eddie. He's going to be past midfield.
He's gone.
He is gone to the 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Art Vandalay, just to close the half.
Wow, right as the fans had something to cheer about as they cut the deficit with the field goal attempt, Vandalay catches this ball, receives this ball rather, returns it for a kickoff return for a touchdown, and the crowd is silent, Chad.
Yeah, nice little spin move to break that to the outside, broke another tackle, then after that, nobody was catching him. As Art Vandalay, pretty sure that'll probably be his first kickoff return in his career.
It is.
75-yard TD return.
Wow, this crowd is stunned, Chad.
Yeah, I'm stunned. as he comes out here, I mean, you go into, it's 21-13. You got a little bit of momentum going into the second half, right? You're getting the ball back to begin the half, and then that happens right there. So a lot of that momentum that Queen City was able to get there on that final drive was just sucked away there.
4 minutes left in the third quarter. Carolina 27, Baltimore 13.
Uh-oh, upset alert here in the SFL. We'll be keeping an eye on that for sure, as that's going to be just inside. Let's see if Adrian Ellis can return one of his own, as he gets out past the 20 down to the 28, but that will not count. As we will head into halftime with Florida looking really good so far on all three sides of this football game here, Eddie. 28-13.
That's a back-breaking score, kickoff return right before the half.
Yeah, that's and that's what we were talking about. They had some momentum going into the second half, able to maybe try to get 10 points out of it, right? And they end up giving up that long kickoff return and making this a 2-score game. So what was your impression so far of this first half, Eddie?
I was very impressed with Florida with their balanced offense, but if there's a player of the game so far, it's going to be the front five. The offensive line for Florida continues to dominate, giving Ron Cochran all kinds of time to find an open receiver downfield. With his man coverage, zone coverage, he's giving him time to find an open man in the zone, making just enough. They're not quite doing a great job with the running game, but they're doing just enough to keep them ahead of the chains. This offensive line for me, Chad, is the standout players of the game for me.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. Ron Cochran getting the halftime nod here. 9 of 10, 175 yards, 3 TDs. Look at that rating, 158.3. You can't get any better than that, Eddie.
Perfect.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I mean, but as you alluded to, Ron Cochran was going to be my player, but with the offensive line, I mean, I got to give you credit for that. That's an absolute great call, giving them the nod as the players of the half. And for Queen City, I mean, they got to open up that playbook a little bit more. You agree?
I absolutely agree, because right now it's like the defense is not going to be relied upon based on what we've seen so far today, putting up 28 first half points. The offense got to get a bit more dynamic.
Yep, and let's get this second half underway as it's going to be received inside the end zone. Ellis once again coming out past the 20 and barely gets it as he gets out to the 22. And right now, Eddie, as we talked about earlier, this game over under 57.5. So it could be coming up close there if you're betting on these SFL games.
Yeah, if you're a betting man and you took the over, you're feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, you're feeling pretty good with the way the offenses are playing. So 1st and 10 here from the 22. Let's see what kind of adjustments Tom Welsh made in the locker room here for Queen City as Blanton drops back. He's got a man short, but he's going to look over the middle, and that is tipped away, intended for Adrian Ellis.
Wow, speaking of having all day, Queen City's offensive line did a great job of keeping their quarterback upright, but it was all for naught as they were unable to reel in that football.
Yep, as Queen City has one contracted offensive lineman. That's Robert Cron, the guard. As that's going to be 2nd and 10. As Blanton drops back, looking for the flat again, and that's going to be the jet zero, and that's not going to get any yardage at all. And Eddie, it almost looks like at least these first 2 plays, it's kind of the same offense as it was in the first half.
Yeah, inside blast 3 by Florida, forcing the ball out early. Cornerback sitting back, and they rally to the football, make the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and long.
My partner Eddie Gage already in mid-season form, calling out the plays for the coaches. As Blanton drops back, got plenty of time. Look at the protection there, and was not able to find anything down the field. And that's going to be a 3 and out there for Queen City.
Typical Florida defense. Sometimes they bring help off the edge or up the middle with these linebackers, but here in 3rd down, 3rd and long situation, they play a 3-2, get everybody back, keep the offense in front of them, force them to dump the ball off short, rally to the football, make the tackle, and force the punt.
Yeah, and that's going to be received, the punt there, by Florida, as they're going to take it on their own 38-yard line. Giffords went absolutely nowhere on that. As that's going to bring out Ron Cochran in this Florida offense once again, who, like we talked about, I mean, Ron Cochran, 158.3 QBR, looked perfect in that first half, Eddie.
He was perfect. 1 incomplete pass.
Only 9 of 10, 175 yards, 3 TDs today for Ron Cochran. 1st and 10 from the 38. They're going to send Bush in motion, as maybe we'll see some pressure up the middle here for Queen City, maybe not. As Cochran drops back, pressure getting to the outside, but that is tipped away, incomplete. It looked like the linebacker there with the deflection.
Only the 2nd incomplete pass by this Florida offense today. Doing a great job being productive on offense, but that one was thrown into a host of Queen City Corsairs.
Kappa Jones is the one who deflected that to the ground. As it's going to be 2nd and 10. High formation set here. Doyle and Beletsky both in the backfield. As they're going to send Doyle to the offset here. As that's going to be a handoff to Beletsky. He's going to go up the middle with that run and get a nice little chunk of yards. It's going to set up 3rd and short.
I'll tell you what, Chad. With the SFL moving in this new direction, these officials are very generous with the spot, Chad.
What do we say at the convention, Eddie? You give an inch, you get a mile, right?
That's right.
third and 3. 3rd and 3 here for the Storm. As look at this, Kappa Jones able to clean that up there. Nice tackle in the backfield, and that's going to set up a rare punt here for the Storm.
I believe this is the first punt we've seen today from Florida.
I'm sure it is, because we would have already talked about the Marcus Agrippa, the 7-time All-Star. Marcus Agrippa. As that is a
punt.
Deep punt. And unfortunately, that's going to be into the end zone. And, man, that tells you right there of why he is a 7-time All-Star in 8 seasons. I mean, just booted that thing down the field.
Absolutely. Just no chance for a return there.
So that's going to bring Queen City out to the 20. As let's just hope after that 3-and-out, maybe to spark something. The last time they had a 3-and-out, they were able to score a touchdown, and they were in the first quarter. Twins set at the bottom of the screen. As it looks like Florida might be trying to bring some pressure on the outside there.
They've been doing it all game long out of this set.
Blanton drops back, looking in the flat, finds finds Jet Zero, actually. And there is a flag on the play.
Face mask.
Eddie Gage has got face mask, and it looks like that's indeed what it is. Good call there by my buddy in the booth. And it's going to be a face mask on Leon Thunderman, as they'll get a first down.
Yeah, can't do it. I know you want to bring them down by any means necessary, but you're only hurting the team in that regard.
Yep, I know Zero's got plenty of face masks there to grab, but not the best idea. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. As you're going to see Spelling in motion. There's going to be a handoff to Zero to the outside. He's able to break one tackle, but not the second. As a good tackle there by the defense. That's going to be 2nd and 7.
This Florida defense just is not having it. I mean, they are rallying to the football and just not allowing Queen City any opportunity to get off in some of these long runs we've been seeing throughout the league.
No, Florida's back into that defense. And really, I mean, you really haven't seen much of their front end, but the back end, those linebackers and safeties and corners have done a terrific job tackling today. As you alluded to, Eddie, we've been seeing running backs running haywire all season long so far. As that's going to be 2nd and 7. Matthews Jr. in motion. As Blanton looking for the slant, or looking for the sideline again. That's going to be Jet Zero with a broken tackle. He breaks another tackle, almost broke a third, but he's able to get the first down, Eddie.
And that's the first time today, I believe, that I've seen Jet Zero break a tackle and it lead to a first down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably accurate. I mean, broke that tackle right there, broke that tackle right there too. Could have really broke that third one, but Smith there just laying the wood. As that's the 9th overall pick in this draft.
Shoulder charge.
1st and 10. Twin set at the top of the screen. Blanton, short drop, looking once again to that, once again to the flat there, Eddie. They've been using that quite often tonight.
They have, and Florida, you know, they're just sticking with the game plan. They're just sitting back and forcing this Queen City offense to check the ball off to the tailbacks, and they are rallying to the football, making the play.
Do you think that's by design, or do you
Absolutely.
think it's because of Florida's defense?
That's what Max Paul does.
Blanton drops back, looking in the flat once again as good. I mean, I'm telling you what, man, I have just been so impressed with the way that this Florida defense has tackled all game long.
4-4 defense, inside blast 3. You're bringing the safety, or depending on what side of top of the field they're on, the linebacker up the middle on a blitz, forcing them to check the ball down, and they're right into the football, making the tackle. 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 here, single back set, 4 wide. As you're going to see Blanton drop back, he's got to try to throw deep down the middle. He does, and look who he finds, Eddie. That's James Matthews Jr. there with the first down.
James Matthews Jr., and this time his offensive line gives him the pass protection he needs as there's only a 3-man rush all kinds of time. James Matthews Zero finds a soft spot in the zone, turns around, locates his quarterback. They're on the same page, picks up the first down.
Yep, nice play called there by Queen City to get that first down, and they needed it. Definitely needed it. Matthews Jr. now over 100 yards receiving today. As that's going to be 1st and 10 from the 26.5-yard line. As that's going to be handed off to Zero. He's able to break one tackle, but not the other. And that's going to be a 4-yard gain.
To the naked eye, you cannot tell me that was a 4-yard run, Chad.
I mean, I'm gonna plead the 5th. I'm gonna plead the 5th on that one. I don't believe it was either. It didn't look like it. It kind of looked like when LeBron gets into the lane, right? He takes like 5 steps, but it really looks like 2.
Yeah, exactly what it looks like.
2nd and 6 here, as that's going to be a handoff to Zoma, and that's going to go absolutely nowhere. And so that's going to set up 3rd and 5.
Florida's defense was not really that impressive last week versus the defending champions, but they've come out today and made a statement.
Yeah, definitely. They looked good last week against the defending champions, obviously with the win. And now they're proving it here once again against Queen City. Blanton drops back. He's got time looking and finds his receiver, but that was in his hands. But the defense with the hit right when he caught it and made that pass incomplete. James
Matthews Jr. unable to reel the ball in. Watch this great play as the defense undercuts him. Didn't see who that was who made the tackle. Bang, look at that. You can't teach any better than that.
Yeah, that was Evan Carroll there with the nice hit as soon as he caught the ball. And that is going to set up a 38-yard field goal here for Joe Garfield. Any points is better than no points.
Should they convert, Chad, despite, the fact that they had that kickoff return for a touchdown right before the half, Queen City is remaining a part of this ball game.
If you're liking this game so far, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There's no one else that gives you more football. That is pretty accurate. Don't miss a minute of the SFL or SFL in action and help the channel grow through your support. So if you haven't smashed that like button, go and smash it now. I would, but I don't have it in front of me to smash the like button. So
69 people watching this game right now, Chad. 17 likes. Before you come in my house, Chad, ring the doorbell, wipe your feet, come in and say hello, smash the like button. No excuse for that.
Somewhere right now, Harish Prasad is very happy if he found out how many people are watching this game right now. And that was Giffis on the return here. So Florida's going to come back out here on offense once again. They gave up the field goal. But now you got to see if Queen City's going to be able to actually stop this team on defense.
They need to stop, for sure.
They got to get a stop. There's still plenty of football to go. Don't get me wrong. But they got to get a stop here, I think, if they want to have a decent shot and get the momentum back. As you're going to see 1st and 10, 2 tight ends set for the Storm. As that's going to be a pitch to the outside to Boletsky, and he's going to break one tackle, but definitely not the other, as that is exactly what you need to do if you're Queen City. You got to hit that first tackle and stick it.
Yeah, that play actually had promise at the initial snap of the ball, but Queen City did a great job of closing in and making that stop.
2nd and 8 from the 30. Wide receiver on each side of the formation. As Cochran drops back, they're going to look in the flat over to Boletsky and breaks the tackle of Kappa Jones. But they're going to give him that first down, Eddie.
No comment on that first down, Chad.
No comment. I don't know if he had it or not. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's at the 40-yard line. Nope, it's right there at the 38. So let's see. Man,
he's short.
He is short. And there it is.
There it is.
So Tom Welch, seeing that replay, said, nope, I'm going to aggressively throw this flag to the ground.
He threw that flag down as if he had bad intentions with that flag, Chad. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep, let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at goretroid.com. And me and Eddie both already agree to this. He's short.
Yeah, at least a half yard.
Yeah,
At least, if
at
not
least.
a full yard.
Look at that right there. Yeah, he's definitely at least 3rd and 1 or whatever.
I'm not sure what those officials were looking at.
I'm not understanding it either. And it is overturned as we predicted. So Queen City not going to be charged a timeout. Good aggressively thrown challenge there by Tom Welsh. As I think somebody needs to check on that flag, make sure it's okay.
That's right.
Need to perform CPR or something. So 3rd and 1 here for the Storm. After the successful challenge there by Queen City. Let's see if they're able to make a stop and force a punt. As that's going to be a handoff to Boletsky. It's not going to matter. That's a first down and more. Boletsky running with aggression as he gets up to about the 47.
Chad, can you imagine being a 3-time champion quarterback, been to several All-Star games, you're already in the SFL Hall of Fame, and through 6+ quarters of football, you only have 22 pass attempts on the season.
I mean, you had me at quarterback. Like I can't even imagine what it's like to just get your name called, right? That's why I got to put myself a fullback. That way I get my name called. As you're going to see a play change at the line here for the Storm. As Cochran's going to drop back and look in the flat to Boletsky. They're able to find it. Kappa Jones forcing him out of bounds. And I think they like that matchup right there, Eddie, because they've gone to that flat quite a bit with Boletsky, and he's able to overtake Kappa Jones.
They have, and this time he does a great job of limiting him to 2 yards. On a previous play, he was able to break the tackle and pick up about 7.
2nd and 8 from just over the midfield mark. As Queen City might be looking to bring the blitz there. Let's see if they do, as they're going to send Bush in motion.
Man-to-man defense. Watch for the blitz.
Yep, sticking with that man coverage as you see Haynes coming to the other side, and that's going to be a handle to Boletsky, and just gets a few yards on that. It's going to set up 3rd and 6.
Kappa Jones coming alive here in this 3rd quarter with a number of tackles, Chad.
Yep, this time he's not going to be abused there by Boletsky. And let's see what they do here. Another 3rd down opportunity here for Queen City to try to stop him and force a punt. Let's see if they can. Art Vandelay is going to go in motion. As there's a handoff, and it's going to be a fake. Cochran all day to throw. Look at the time. Was able to pick it, and look at that. Deflected there. That was G.B. Wallace, a former top 10 pick there with the deflection.
I thought that was Todd Risby on the deflection, but be that as it may, Queen City's defense gets off this field despite Ron having, like you said, all day back there.
I mean, he was able to like bake cookies and do all kinds of stuff back there, right? Check his taxes, make sure everything's good, right?
Before hitting that submit button?
Yeah, before he even hit the submit button or anything.
Great punt.
And he was watching paint dry back there. As that's going to be taken on the 12-yard line. And now here's an opportunity here, right? Queen City, technically, Eddie, I mean, we've been talking about this, is still in this ball game, despite kind of the lackluster offense going here.
Yeah, imagine if that kickoff was a return for a touchdown. It'd be a 1-score game.
Imagine if he didn't step out of bounds.
Oh.
Right? So, that's an old Gabe Manning joke. I could throw that out there all day. Queen City from the 12. Blanton drops back looking, and look at who he finds. James Matthews Jr. past the 30 to the 35. That's a first down.
That reminds me of when Randy Moss used to yell at Dante Culpepper and says, man, they cannot out-jump me. Just throw me the darn ball, man. Golly, he would never curse. And that was the same situation there, as the defense was perfect, but he just out-jumps his man, uses his size and weight, height to his advantage, just jump up, out-lead the defender, and pick up the first down.
Who's the one that wrote a book called that? Wasn't that Keyshawn Johnson?
Keyshawn Johnson.
Keyshawn Johnson wrote a book called
Just give me the damn ball.
Just give me the damn ball. as Blanton drops back, looking at a flat again to Jet Zero, and that's going to be
Oh.
Zero with a nice broken tackle there. He's going to go up the sideline, and that's going to be a first down again. And nice little footwork there to stay in bounds by Jet Zero.
And that time, it was that 4-4 inside blast 3 again. Florida played it perfect, but safety Andrew Francis, who led the team last week with 13 tackles, somehow allows the running back to get outside his shoulder and pick up that first down. That was inexcusable there.
Yeah, that was very inexcusable. But look at the breakdown here right now. Passing to the right side, 155 yards, 71 yards to the middle. I mean, you've been seeing kind of the middle attacked all throughout the season. And Queen City kind of going a different direction there as it's 1st and 10 from the 41. Blanton looking to the side. That is 2. And there we go as the curtain has been lifted, everybody. Welcome back here to Buffalo, New York. 28-16 Florida with the lead here as Queen City looking on the drive as Zoma with that sweep there once again, Eddie, goes nowhere. And that's going to set up 3rd and about 6.
3rd down and 6, Queen City. As this 3rd quarter comes to a close, put your 4s up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, get your 4s up in the chat as we are entering the final quarter here in Buffalo, New York. We'll be right back here on SFL on YouTube. Florida 28, Queen City 16. And we are back here in Buffalo, New York. Chad Rowland, Eddie Gage in the booth tonight as Ron Haynes and Caleb Giffis in the stats truck. Thank you, gentlemen, for all the hard work, as well as Cameron Irvine producing the game for us. Thank you, Cam, once again. As it's going to be a single back formation set here for the Corsairs. Blanton drops back. May have to find a flat. Nope, he's going to find something down the field. And look at the strike there, Eddie, as that is Bob Wood. We've only called his name once tonight, but he's making another impact once again.
Bob Wood coming out here. You're right, the rookie. 55th pick overall in the draft comes out here on 3rd and long. All day to throw as Florida again dropped back into coverage. Mighty continuing to not tell me the truth about his game plan, but that's okay. We're here to play football.
I mean, is any coach going to tell you the truth about their game plan, Eddie?
They never do.
Yeah, it's all right. For 1st and 10, just outside the 10-yard line here at the 11. As you're going to see the tight end, Matthew Jr. in motion. As he's in the slot. The last time he was in the slot in this formation, Eddie, they scored a touchdown on it. That is a handoff to Zero. He beat the first guy, but not the second, as that's going to get a gain of 3.
Gain of 3 yards, they're going to call it. Look like 2 yards to me, but who am I? I'm way up here in the booth. I can't see that good anyway.
I thought you had that 2015 vision.
I do, but apparently it's not working too well with these spots on the field they're giving them.
I think you could be right up on there, and it may not be working that well with the spots, right? 2nd and 7 here. One wide receiver down at the bottom as Zoma's going to be handed off, get a gain of about 3 or 4, as that's going to set up 3rd and 4 from the 5.
Zoma a little bit slow to get up there, Chad. For a moment there, I thought he was going to head to the sidelines, but he's able to shake it off and get back out there.
Yeah, I mean, Zoma's leading the way in carries, right? He's got 10 attempts. He's only got 13 yards, though, so he's not really being as productive as Jet Zero, who's 6 carries for 25 tonight. as Ellis is going to go in motion. As Blanton drops back, looking, he fires, and that is tipped away. Oh, almost intercepted. It was intended for Doug Spelling, and that's going to be another 4th down field goal here for Queen City.
And with that camera angle, it was hard to see what the route tree was, but it looked like he had a man open deep in the back of the end zone on that far pylon. But perhaps the route tree wasn't going that way because Florida was playing shallow.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't try to put a little loft on that thing. And so Joe Garfield coming out here for his 4th field goal attempt from 22 yards out. As high snap, the kick is up, and it is good. So Queen City inching closer once again, as it is 28-19, and now available free to download. You can play the SFL video game on the go with the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, an emulator for 4K23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at GoRetroid.com. Search SFL and download our mod at simulationfl.net/4K23. Retroid, the official console of the SFL, and I will plug the device, and we'll look at that here in a second as Giffis is going to be past the 40, down midfield, past the 40 again. I think he is gone.
He is gone.
He is to the 20, to 10, 5, another kick return here for Florida. This time it's Caleb Giffis, the rookie.
2 special team touchdowns, and both were right after scores in which Queen City was starting to gain a little bit of momentum, but Florida playing well on all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams. And sometimes it takes all 3 phases trying to get a win on the road here in the SFL. Florida might have just put the stamp on this one, although we do have a bit of football left to play.
Yep, Caleb Giffis, I lost my train of thought here. The 36, I was trying to think of the number. The 36 overall pick in this draft, and making an impact immediately here in week 2 with a kick return for a touchdown. So Art Vandelay had one. Now Caleb Giffis has one. And the kick is up, and it is good. So like you said, Eddie, as soon as Queen City was getting momentum and trying to inch this closer to maybe even be a possible ball game, Florida opens it right back up again, 35-19.
They're the first team in SFL history to have 2 kick returners with a kick return TD in the same game, Chad.
I was actually going to ask that question if that is, because normally in the past,
yes,
you always just have one guy returning kicks. Now you got 2, so congratulations to the Florida Storm for that record. They got a lot of records already as it is in their franchise, and the Queen City's going to take that out to the 20-yard line. So as I was saying before, I'll pull my plug in here, the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. If you haven't ordered one, go get one. It is a phenomenal product, and if you're into retro games, and also just being able to run this, right? You'll be able to play on the go. I was with my wife earlier driving around, and I was actually playing a franchise game for the Ramblers. So there you go. 1st and 10 from the 20 as Zero's in the backfield. As Blanton drops back, he's going to look into flat and what a tackle there by Florida. I got to tell you, I think, Eddie, in all honesty, that is by design of Queen City to have that play in there.
Well, it's by design to have an outlet receiver to throw the ball to, but Florida continues to blitz up the middle out of that 4-4 defense, now allowing them to keep their eyes open downfield for an open receiver.
Yeah, that might be the primary receiver in that route. I'm not sure, but once again, they go to the flat. And I got to tell you, I mean, if this is what your offense is going to be, I think you need to go back to the drawing board a little bit here. You got to be able to go vertically, right, not horizontally.
You do, but when you got a guy blitzing up the A-gap, they're not allowing them time to get the ball downfield.
That's a valid point. I'll give you that. So single back quad set here for the Corsairs, 3rd and 8. As he drops back, pressure getting to him, he's going to fire, and that is caught right there. That is Bob Wood. I got to tell you, I've been very impressed with this rookie so far. He's only got 3 catches, but, man, every catch just seems big.
Only 3 catches, but 2 of them came on that same play. Florida continues to drop back and play bend but don't break defense, trying to keep everything in front of them, but this time it leads to a conversion on a big 3rd and long situation.
Yep, nice play there by the rookie once again.
32-yard reception.
Yep, nice there for Bob Wood. 59 yards on the day for him so far. Two wide receivers set at the bottom of the screen as Blanton drops back looking into flat again to jet zero. He's able to break one tackle, but not the second one, as he's going to get a gain of 4.
A gain of 4, set up a 2nd down and 6. Queen City needs to strike quickly.
Yeah, Queen City's got to strike right here, right now, if they want to have an opportunity here in this ball game. Time is not they're in favor right now. 6:15 to go here in the ball game. Flip back set as they're going to hand that off to Zoma on that sweep run, and goes nowhere once again, Eddie, as that's going to be 3rd and 7.
Carolina is about to run the clock out and walk away with a 30-23 victory on the road in Baltimore.
Wow. What an impressive win there for Carolina. And we talked about this before. Carolina's a team that I think we believe that we talked about this on the show, Eddie, as Carolina can go into Baltimore and beat Baltimore. And so we're going to have to check with SFL HQ to see when's the last time Baltimore started 0-2 as Blanton drops back. He's going to fire, and that's going to be another catch there. And look who it is. It is James Matthews Jr. with the catch.
James Matthews Jr. has been the receiver that's called upon for this offense of Queen City today, early and often.
And that was a nice catch, nice route there by the tight end. As you're going to see 1st and 10 here from Queen City. As two wide receivers set at the bottom of the screen. There is a handoff to Zero. He is going to try to get to the outside. He's able to break one tackle, but a gang tackle there stops him, and that's only be a gain of a couple.
As we alluded to earlier, Chad, that last reception puts him out in front of former Denver Broncos receiver Giacomo Jones for 43rd all-time in receptions. And he's also passed Gunnar Lewis for 46th all-time in receiving yards with over 6,500.
Yep, congratulations to James Matthews Jr. there on those accolades. 2nd and 8. As Blanton drops back, he's going to look into flat again to jet zero, as that's going to be just short of the 20-yard line. That's going to set up 3rd and 3, and they are going to go no huddle. Two wide receivers set at the bottom. Blanton drops back, looking into flat again to jet zero, and he's able to not get a 1st down. He was able to get past 20, but not past the 1st down marker. That's going to set up 4th and 1.
And the way he was tackled there, it looked like he almost tore his ACL as his knee got planted in the turf as he was being tackled. And they're going to go for a field goal here, Chad.
Yep, 36-yard field goal attempt. This will be Joe Garfield's 5th field goal of the night if he's able to make it. High snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. And Queen City inching closer again. This time 10 plays, 3 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock.
Believe it or not, Chad, if not for those 2 kickoff return touchdowns, Queen City would be up in this game by a point.
There you go. Yep, so you got to think of it that way too, right? I mean, Queen City has not played that bad. I mean, their offense has kind of looked a little meh at times, but they've played pretty decent. If Florida doesn't have 2 kickoff returns, like you said, Eddie, they'd be right in this ballgame.
Onside kick.
And that is an onside kick. And let's see who ends up coming up with it. It looks like Florida was able to retain it. And that is indeed the case.
Yeah, they couldn't touch it because the ball had not traveled 10 yards, so they couldn't. Oh, actually got tipped. Yeah, they could have retrieved that ball, Chad.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah, definitely didn't look like it got past 10, that's for sure, but was able to retrieve it there. So Florida will try to run this clock out as much as they can.
Ron Cochran with only 14 pass attempts on the day. I do not accept this. I do not expect to see 15 right here.
No, I don't expect to see a pass on this play or even in the future at all, as that's going to be a handoff to Boletsky, as he's going to get about a gain of 5 on that run to set up 2nd down.
Yeah, Bullet Boletsky and J.W. Doyle will be the only ball carriers I expect for the remainder of this ball game.
Just creeping under 4 minutes to go here in the game. As they are in the I formation set here. 2 tight ends set for the Storm. As they'll let this clock wind down to about 2 seconds to go, and they're going to hand that off to Boletsky. He's going to get to the outside. He breaks the tackle from Kappa Jones. He gets the first down, tries to stay in bounds, but they actually force him out.
Yeah.
So that will stop the clock here for Queen City, as that's going to be first down.
Bullet Boletsky, he's got to know the down and distance in a situation and stay in bounds.
Yeah, trying to force yourself to the sideline there, Eddie, is going to definitely get you in a situation just like what happened there, is where he's able to be forced out of bounds and it stops the clock, which is what Queen City wants to do. 1st and 10, just outside the 20-yard line. Same formation as before, 2 tight end set. As that's going to be a handoff to Boletsky, and he gets to the outside. Great block there by the lineman, and we are going to go to SFL HQ for the final of that Baltimore-Carolina game. Cam, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Chad. Watch this beautiful replay camera angle here on 4th down. Jack Wigmore trying to tie the game, and Davidson Joseph says, I don't think so. 30-23, Carolina takes out Baltimore. Baltimore goes 0-2.
Thank you, Cam. Baltimore 0-2 for the first time since season 11. So 10 seasons ago. That's a long time to start 0-2. 2nd and 5 here for the Storm. Just trying to drain this clock out. There's a pitch to the outside for Boletsky. He's able to get a spin move, breaks the tackle, breaks another tackle, and just short of the first down.
Boletsky, come on. It's almost as if he's hitting the A button, then the B button, then he hit the right toggle stick, stiff arms a guy, and picks up 6 yards. That's just unfair.
It's almost like as if he's got his own like special skill stick, right? Like maybe it's like those old like Dreamcast controllers or whatever, like the Nintendo 64 where you got the, I'm trying to think if that's the right controller or not, but we'll get to that later. As it's going to be 3rd and 1 here. They're looking to try to make this clock run out. This may be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they snap it. They do not. As we will hit the 2-minute warning here in Buffalo, New York, as the Florida Storm are looking to put the nail in the coffin here 35-22. We'll be right back on SFL on YouTube. And we are back here in Buffalo, New York. Chad Rowland, Eddie Gage in the booth with you tonight. Caleb Giffis and Ron Haynes in the stats truck, and Cameron Irvine doing the producing for us. Thank you once again, Cam. 3rd and short, as Boletsky definitely gets the first down, a little bit more to about the 5-yard line, as that's going to set up 1st and goal, and Queen City's going to burn their first timeout.
First of 3 timeouts, down 13. They need a turnover in the worst way.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's going to help them here is turning the ball over. Holding them to a field goal does nothing, as it just extends this lead even further. They're running out of time, though. Need to get a fumble here. There's a pitch to the outside of Boletsky. He's able to break the first tackle. Almost broke the second tackle there by Kappa Jones, and Queen City's going to call their second timeout.
Yeah, and that time the guard just got a bit too far out in front of Bullet that time. Should have stayed a little bit more patient. The tackle, Greg McDonaldson. If he just slows down just a bit, that's going to be a first down, if not a touchdown.
High formation set here for the Storm. We're going to send Doyle out in motion. As there's the handoff to Boletsky. He's trying to get to the outside, but a nice little gang tackle there by Kappa Jones as well. And Queen City's going to burn that final timeout.
Kappa Jones has been all over the field here in the second half, particularly the 3rd quarter, Chad.
Yeah, Kappa Jones has had a pretty nice game so far, as he's pretty much got 3 or 4 tackles tonight. And spread formation here once again. Doyle's going to go to the offset.
It's going to be a run. Better
be a run. And that's going to be a run to Boletsky up the middle, untouched, nobody around. And there he is, Eddie, the nail in the coffin. Touchdown, Florida.
3rd down and 6. The offense spreads out the defense with the 3 wide receiver set. Boletsky runs into the end zone untouched, puts the football on the ground, steps on it, looks up into the crowd and says, "Thanks for coming. Good night. Now drive home safely because this ball game is over."
Yeah, 100% nail in the coffin there for them. As sending home the Queen City Corsair fans unhappy, even though they are still cheering loud and proud, as you can see in the background. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. And tomorrow night on the SFL YouTube, join Cameron Irvine and Mike O'Neill for This Week in the SFL, breaking down all the exciting Week 2 action before Irvine and Paul Sarp have the call from the Hive, where the Atlanta Swarm will welcome in the DC Dragons for the first time. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Kickoff is at 8:15. Monday nights are spectacular in the SFL, as that will be received just in the middle of the end zone, as they will not try to run that out, as that's going to be first down. Sorry.
A minute 40 left on this clock. Now's a great time as any, Chad, to work on things that you might have seen while the defensive coordinator was on the sideline. The offensive coordinator was on the sideline. Looking at what you guys were doing and just working on that looking towards something for Week 2.
Yeah, I'd like to see something if they can at least get a score, get some respect to come out of here. And there's Bob Wood with another catch. And I got to tell you, Bob Wood, I keep bringing this up every time he makes a catch, but I've been very impressed with his skill set so far.
Very impressed.
Blanton drops back once again in the no huddle, looks, and they had a receiver right there. That was the tight end, James Matthew Jr. But nice defensive play there to knock the ball out.
Ryan Davidson, 12 seasons in the SFL. Doesn't seem like he's been around that long, but wow, he continues to make plays.
Yeah, the secondary here in Florida is really a veteran group. Ryan Davidson, 12 seasons. Evan Carroll, 14 seasons. Andrew Francis, 13 seasons as a safety. 2nd and 10 here. Blanton drops back. Looking fine. Doug Spelling there on the outside. That's to the 45, and that's a first down in Queen City. So far in this no huddle, looking pretty decent.
40 pass attempts.
Blanton drops back. Fires over the middle. That is caught by the tight end, James Matthews Jr. And that's down to the 24-yard line. They're going to go no huddle once again. Just over a minute to go in this ball game. 3 wide receiver set. Blanton drops back again, looking over the middle. That's going to be caught by Matthews Jr. to the outside. He gets to about the 7.
And gets out of bounds.
That's going to stop the clock there with a minute to go.
Gets out of bounds, stops the clock. James Matthews Jr. has played a very nice ball game today.
Yeah, James Matthews Jr. has been very good offensively for them tonight.
Almost 200 yards of offense.
As he is just under 200 yards, 188 yards on 12 targets.
He keeps this up, and Will Todd might be headed to Queen City next season.
If Will Todd got 188 yards, I mean, that's 3 seasons combined there of production. As Blanton drops back, pocket looks good, looking, and that is incomplete. He was able to find, it looks like Chase Matthews, the backup tight end. We haven't called his name tonight. As Mike O'Neill in the chat saying, got to say, Queen City, you should feel good. Yeah, they should feel pretty decent. I mean, their offense kind of sputtered here and there, but for the most part has looked decent in their first outing of the season, as Blanton drops back here again. Looking over, and that is going to be tipped away. That was Ryan Davidson there on the deflection.
Ryan Davidson again continues to make plays.
Yep, this defense, I'll tell you, I mean, Florida has looked very good on all 3 phases of the game so far tonight. 2 kickoff returns. They already have an SFL record, being the first team in SFL history with 2 returns by 2 different people. And that's going to set up 3rd and goal here. Bunch set for the Corsairs. Looking, and there's a flag on the play. That's going to be a pass interference.
Yeah, that was obvious that time. Like he was face guarding him for a moment, then turned around and blasted him.
Yep, and that is Adam Jones. And just like Pac-Man Jones, always getting penalties. Pac-Man Jones was known to have penalties, known for pass interference calls. As that's going to bring him 1st and goal from the 1. Now, it'll be interesting to see what they do here, because a lot of times what we've been seeing is they've been going Tony Zoma here short and passing the ball. Let's see if they just run it with 0 up the gut. They're not going to. They're going to give it to the outside to 0. He does get the touchdown right there. So a little bit of pride touchdown, the garbage time TD here for Jet Zero.
Garbage time TD, but it's a TD nonetheless, something they can build on for week 2 and moving forward. Remember, Chad, we are in week 2, but this is Queen City's first game, so this is live look. First time we're getting to see them on the field. First time the coaches get a chance to look at them as well. So just some more tape for them to look at and observe.
Yeah, and like we said, I mean, if they don't have those two kickoff return for TDs, right now Queen City be up 1 with 47 seconds to go. So Queen City looking for the onside kick here. Let's see if they're able to retain it.
Oh, that's a penalty.
That's going to be a penalty. He did not pass 10 yards. Tony Soma got a little excited.
That was a terrible attempt, though, by the kicker.
It was a horrible kick. I'll give him that. So they're going to have to kick that off once again.
Now, Queen City is lucky because in that not-so-fun league, that's now Florida football.
Yep. You are absolutely right. So now in the super fun league, it's going to be another opportunity. And
another penalty.
I think they did it again. Tony Zoma, you got to let it get 10 yards, buddy.
Yeah, Florida's going to get this football and take a knee here, a couple of them, in fact, and walk away the winner.
Yep. So there is no timeout, so they are going to need 2 knees in order to get this done. And really, if you're looking at this game, Eddie, I mean, we could talk about Florida all day, but when you look at Queen City, I mean, what has really impressed you the most when it comes to Queen City's game today?
Well, their offensive line played pretty good. I mean, you got Alex Dominguez over there playing nose guard, and he didn't sniff the quarterback today. So you like the pass protection. You like to see them get a bit more aggressive with their play selection on offense in terms of the passing game. They dumped the ball off to their tailback a lot, but not all of it was their fault. Some of it was out of necessity. But when they had options to check the ball downfield, they settled for short passes out to the flat to the tailback, and you got to be a bit more aggressive than that.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I was talking about earlier. You want to try to go vertically down the field, not horizontally. But that was probably partly A, by design, B, because Florida's defense in the back end was just playing so well. They just gave them nothing down the field.
Hey, Chad, who's doing stats for us today, by the way?
The Florida guys are doing stats for us. So Ron Haynes and Caleb Giffis, who had a nice return there for a touchdown, doing the stats for us. So thank you guys once again. And this was just, when you look at this game, Eddie, I mean, 2 kickoff return for touchdowns is what really sealed the deal here for Florida.
That turned out to be the difference, Chad. 2 special teams touchdowns. As we said earlier, Florida just operated on all 3 cylinders today. The offense, defense, special teams, all getting it done. Ron Cochran for the 2nd straight week. 14 pass attempts, 11 last week, 14 this week. And I can tell you right now, Johnny Pickett was on this Florida team. He'd be asking to be released in a heartbeat as he wants to get the ball up and down the field a lot. But Ron Cochran understands he's a team player, and they got it done.
Yeah, they definitely did get it done indeed. So for Ron Haynes and Caleb Giffis, thank you guys once again for the stats. For Eddie Gage, this is Chad Rowland, and we will be signing off here in Buffalo, New York, where Florida is starting off 2-0 for the season. Thank you very much. See you guys later. Have a good evening.
Arizona, I love y'all. Yo, big game today against Tulsa. I'm kind of worried because I screwed up the playbook a little bit, but that's on me. But despite that, we're going to try to get the job done anyway, come out with the W, and let's go get them, y'all.
You are clear. I mean, when you look at those stats, hold on.